And welcome to Social Impact TV. This is Anna Choi, and I am so excited and thrilled to introduce you to Kila. And she has flown all the way from Nashville, Tennessee to come be with us here in Seattle tonight. We're at a Social Enterprise Alliance event. She is the CEO of Social Enterprise Alliance, which has over 1,000 members and 17 chapters. And I thought you'd be the go-to expert to really define what the heck a social enterprise is.
Yes.
Because I did my own little video and realized, what? I was totally off. Although there's many different definitions, right?
Sure.
I say. So I would love some clarity. What is a social enterprise? If you can share those models, maybe.
The most commonly asked question I ever get, so I'm happy to answer that for you, Anna. Hello, everyone. I'm happy to be here with you, and this event was so vibrant and dynamic. I wish you all were here.
Yeah!
Thanks to Anna for putting it on. So we basically define social enterprise quite simply as an organization that uses a market-driven approach to solve a social problem or address a basic unmet need. And Anna and I were having a conversation about that. The real kind of linchpin there is that it's a direct approach to solving social problems and addressing basic unmet needs.
So, for example, like even I'm going to call it out, like Social Enterprise Alliance itself is
not a social
enterprise, which I was like, what?
I know. It's
and I thought I was like looking, right? But so there's a lot of enablers in the space, right? That aren't.
Yes.
Because they don't directly serve the population of a problem which they're solving.
Right. So we have the role of empowering social enterprises and fostering an ecosystem to support social enterprise. But ultimately, we aren't single-handedly addressing homelessness or issues with people who are formerly trafficked or any of these kind of real deep-rooted issues in our society. And so it's important that there are organizations that are addressing them straightforward. And those tests, some of which are social enterprises, need the support and kind of champion actors that we are.
Completely, right? Because you need some people call enablers or service providers, but it's very, very necessary and critical to building the ecosystem while it is not technically a social enterprise as defined by Social Enterprise Alliance, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So what's the second model?
So, we'll talk about 3 social enterprise models that we see across our network. Sometimes these models are all in one, or you might see them individually. So none of these models are mutually exclusive.
Right.
But when we talk about these models, it kind of helps add some color to what we mean by the definition of social enterprise. So the first I'll talk about is opportunity employment. These are organizations that are employing people who have barriers to employment. And so quite often people who are experiencing homelessness, formerly incarcerated or formerly trafficked persons, perhaps people with disabilities or refugees or immigrants. Quite often when they go to get an opportunity in the marketplace of a job, they are met with major and significant barriers. And so social enterprises...
Black box.
Yes, exactly. And social enterprises who are using this model are really saying there will be no barrier here. We will employ you, build your skills, provide you supports and services that make you really healthy and productive and hope to get you kind of on a path towards your fullest potential.
Just like we have one of our members on Pioneer. So we actually interviewed them.
Yes.
So you can learn more about that. That's another episode.
Yeah.
What's the second model?
The second we call transformative products and services. So these are products or services that are seeking to bring people into markets who are otherwise left out or solve environmental issues that we are facing. So here you see kind of a lot of models in microfinance, for instance, that are saying, okay, here's a whole segment of our society, maybe kind of quoted as bottom of the pyramid or something of that sort, who don't have access to the financial services that others have. And so they aren't able to start jobs or buy a home or care for their family in the way that others are. Microfinance enables, really brings that market in. It says, we'll provide you loans, we'll provide you these financial services so that you can, again, reach your fullest potential and have a great life.
Great. So the first model, how would you say that in a line?
Opportunity employment.
So that providing actual employment to people that normally wouldn't be able to. Second is direct.
Yep, transformative products or services.
Transformative products, thank you. And the third one?
We call donate back. And this model has become quite popular in the last decade or so, mostly because Tom's Shoes really put it on the map. So this is an organization that donates a product or a portion of their profits directly to a community in need or a nonprofit that's assisting that community in need.
Great. Awesome. Perfect. So there's our quick 101. Okay, and we hope, what I'd love to do is do part 2. So we're going to do that right now.
Okay.
So share with us, how did you get started? How did you find your way to become CEO? I know you worked at Ashoka, right?
Yes. So I joined Social Enterprise Alliance about 2.5 years ago. I stepped into the role of CEO a year ago. And I came here, as Anna said, after serving 8 years at an organization called Ashoka, which supports social entrepreneurs across the world. And really, for me, it was a journey of trying to find an organization that really thought about how do we empower people to create the change that we want to see in this world. So I think I had witnessed a lot of experiences of international development or aid where people who were experiencing the problems themselves weren't really empowered to find their own path.
Anything specific? Like where did you visit?
So I studied African studies at university, and so it was mostly through my studies and kind of recognizing almost a kind of, it felt to me like a neo-colonialist form, the way in which our aid system was being developed. And so in trying to find an organization that focused on supporting innovation, entrepreneurship, but also empathy and kind of grassroots problem solving, I found Ashoka.
Is that kind of like you saw the problem, like people want to build wells, but then they don't incorporate the community at all, and then they don't even use the well, and they just wasted $10,000, that kind of stuff?
Yes, exactly.
They err against the developed world. That's okay. So you wanted to find a real way to actually empower the people actually affected, that they could rise up.
Exactly.
Perfect. And then what have been like the biggest challenges and barriers that you've seen?
That I've seen for these entrepreneurs? Or
yes. We'll start. Actually, I want to start from the more macro level, as an organization. So, you have all these chapters, and you can see your members, right, are mostly social enterprises. So, what have you seen from that?
Oh, sure, So we had a really powerful session tonight, and I think this is kind of the crux of the challenge that we see in our space, which is really how do you balance mission and profit, right? So if that was easy, everyone would be doing it, and it's not easy. I think that is the hardest challenge, that at times there are sacrifices on one hand or the other, right? There are going to be times where the mission is a bit sacrificed in terms of trying to get to direction of profit, or vice versa.
That was so cool, right? We just saw Fair Start, and their kitchen, I hope this is okay to say.
Beautiful kitchen.
Which everybody knows, and that's how they're known, has really high level training value, but they actually are at a little loss nonetheless, but they were like, look, it's building our brand and it has such high training value, so who cares? But then they have other operations and missions that are much more profitable, so they're able to balance it that way. That's very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. So how can we get involved? How can people learn more about social enterprise? Like, what's the top resources that you would recommend?
Yes.
Obviously,
Sign
up. There's we'll put a link to sign up as a member, to join the conversation, join the community for Social Enterprise Alliance. But what else?
So our website is socialenterprise.us, and really we've built that to be a resource portal for anyone and everyone who is seeking to get engaged with social enterprise. So whether you're thinking about starting your own or joining an existing organization, there are resources for you. If you're someone who comes with privilege, with some access to resources or knowledge, and you want to share that with the community, we really welcome that. There are ways you can do that through our website as well. First and foremost, by becoming a member, supporting this field, growing this movement, and really getting engaged with either your chapter, such as the Washington chapter here, or any other of our other 16 chapters across the U.S.
What's so good is you don't just get to become a member, you get to feel good about it. You're supporting something. It's like a donation membership fee.
Yes, it very much is. And so we really appreciate everyone who's on our platform, and we're excited for more people to join, and hopefully that's you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.